So let's start today's session. In today's session, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make jumbled words. Now, what is this all about? Jumbled words. Jumbled words are only what this word when comes to your mind is the words are jumbled and you need to solve the puzzle. That's it. But just imagine if this word could have been in a game. There may be two players and there is a competition that who solves more number of jumbled words. So that would be a more interesting aspect than any other. Right. Is that so? So today we're gonna design a game which will solve which is used to create jumbled words, and there will be two players, and whichever player enters the correct answer, more number of correct answer, he or she wins the game. So this is what all we're gonna design it today. So let's start. Let us make a folder right away here. Day 3, and we'll create something like jumbled words. Jumble. I made a spelling mistake. Jumble word game. And in this game, what we're gonna do, let us write the steps. We're gonna have two players. We're gonna have two players. Okay. Then we're gonna what you can say, random word generator function, which will generate a random word. Random word generator function. Okay, so this function works is to generate some random word. Now what to do? Once a random word is generated, now I need to jumble the random word. So I need a jumble function. Jumble function. The work of jumble function is to jumble the random word that is coming. Okay, and give a jumbled word. Okay. Now what do we need to do? We need to create turns. Either player 1 turn or player 2 turn, and we need to calculate points. And there should be a methodology to end the game after some time. So we need to have button to quit. So these are the steps that we need to follow. So the steps are, there will be two players, random word generator function, jumble function, turns, calculate points, and button to quit. So these are the steps that we need to follow. So going to the two players means we need to design two players. So we will just have a function play, inside which we're gonna have as a main function. Everything will be in the main function. We're writing inside the play. Now we need two players. So let one be P1, which is player 1, which resembles player 1, and we'll just input player 1. Similarly, we're going to have P2, and this resembles input player 2. Now, what actually I need to write? Name, player 1 name, and player 2 name. So this is what we're going to write. We have taken the first step. We have got the two players, player 1 and player 2. That's it. Okay. Now, similarly, we need some player 1 storage to add the points. So let it be points of player 1, that is equals to 0 initialized bit. Similarly, points of player 2, that is equals to 0 initialized bit. Okay. Now we need to calculate the turns, right? There's turns. So to calculate the turns, there should be a variable turn. So we'll just create a variable turn, that is equals to 0. So these are the variables that we need, and we have created. Okay. Now the first step we need to do, we need to get a random word. Okay. So first thing what we need to do, we will create a random word function, and in the this function we need to declare somewhere over here. So we'll just declare def random word, and the objective of this function is to return a random word. Okay. So before this, I will just let you know. First of all, we'll create a list out of it. Let the list be word equals to. Let there be many words out of it, like rain. Then you can have storm. You can have cat, apple. Then you can have temple. Any words, any number of words. I'm taking only 5 words. You can take n number of words as per your choice. Now, before going to this next part, to choose random function, random words, we need to understand the random function. Random library. So to choose anything randomly, we used to import random. Import random. Okay. So what it does, it will just import the random library, everything, and now we'll use this. Okay, how are we going to use this? Like random dot choice. Random dot choice. If you want to see that how it works, I can show you. Like choice of what? The thing is that random dot choice. The choice means I want to choose something, and a choice from what? From word. I'm going to choose one word from this word list. Okay, this is the choice. So I will just pass on the variable word over here, and this is done. So if you want to see how this thing works, I will just comment this all line. This is only for the testing purpose, and I will save this. I will just save this, and I will just execute this. Okay, Python dot slash. You will have webinar 3.0 session 3 and day 3.5. Okay, so we didn't get a word out of it, so let me just look after it once. Okay, we are not printing anything, so that is why we are not getting any words. So we'll just make a print. This is only for the testing purpose. This is not the actual program that we're gonna make. It is only for the testing purpose. And now we'll just execute this. You can see we are getting storm. Again, if you execute, you will get cat. Again, if you execute, you will get cat. You are getting apple. So as many times you're executing, you're getting n number of data. Means that is not fixed. It's coming randomly. Any data has been chosen and sent to you randomly. So this is what random.choice does. It chooses each word out of the list. Okay. So now we'll be again back to what we have done. Okay, we are back again. So now I have got the choice. I have got the word choice right over here. Now I need to store this somewhere. Like I will store it in C, maybe. And I will return C. Return C. So this is done. Now what I have done, I have returned C right over here. And this C is coming back to this rand word. And over here, I need to declare a variable and store it. Let the variable be word. So I'm storing the random word that is coming in the variable word right over here. Now this word is totally different from this word. This is all local and global variables, what we have discussed all about in the previous videos. You can just go for that videos to understand the topic. Okay. Now, word we have got. Now what we require actually, we need to jumble this. Right. We have got the word. Now our next task is to jumble it. So for jumbling it, we will have maybe a function called jumble. Word for jumble word. Okay, this is the function. Now over here, whatever word I chose, I need to jumble that word only. So I will pass an argument, a parameter over here. I will pass a parameter right over here, jump word, and I will pass over here. I will just find the function right over here, def jump word, and inside that I will just take anything. I can use the same variable or any other variable. I've taken it in word. Now we need to jumble that word. That means we need to break that word bit by bit, take any random choice out of it. You understand me properly? We need to take a random sample out of it, out of the word, we need to take any one random sample and assign it somewhere in a new string. So one by one we'll pick up and we'll make a new string. Like I will just explain you how we will do this. Like we have a word cat. Okay, this is a word cat. And now what we'll do, for example, for first sample that we chose is A. So it will put in a new word. It will create a new word, and that is A. Now next we'll choose is C, and then it will just create over here. And at last it has chosen T, so it will just create right over here. So the word that we got is app. Now this created a word right over here, but actually in the when it is jumbled, you won't get a word like this. You need to create a word out of it. So that is what it is. So then this is what we need to show to the user, and user will solve it and put their answer as cat. And then we need to check if the answer is cat, then what we need to do, we need to increase its point, player 1, either player 1 or player 2, we need to increase the point. And if it is wrong, then we need to do nothing. If you want to make some negative marking also, you can do it, and you can put the negative marking when it is wrong. So it's according to you, your choice. Okay, so let us move forward. So we were over here in the jump word, and now we'll just write the code. So what it is, first of all, we need to have a sample. So random dot sample. Now what does it does? I will just show you. Now what it takes actually, it takes the word, means the word that we are sending away, it will take that word, and how many samples we require. Now I will just explain you this. I will just explain you. I will just commenting this part. I'm just commenting this part, and I'm just executing only this, and I will just create a, this is only for the testing purpose, jump word, and I will just send a word like rabbit. Okay, I had taken a bigger word because it's easy for me to explain you then. So what happens over here, when I'm calling this function, I'm just sending rabbit, and rabbit is coming in the word over here, and I'm taking a sample out of the word and I'm just sending over here. So I will just, what I need to do, I will just put on over here a variable, or I'll just print it directly, whatever it is, we can do it. Okay, I will just print it directly, and what I will do, I will just execute this. So I will just execute this thing. Okay, argument k. Now what is this k? It is telling that it is missing one argument k, and this k is nothing, how many samples we want out of it. So let it be one sample. If we make it, then the k value becomes 1, and we'll get one sample out of it. Okay, so you can see we are getting b only. Okay, so now the rabbit, we have got b only. Now total rabbit is of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. So we can have max to max 6 samples. So let it be 3 samples, and then what we are getting, let us execute this, and we are getting 3 samples. You can see now the positions are not actually the same. The samples are chosen randomly. Now if I get 6 samples out of it, so what I will get, I will just execute this, and I will be getting all the 6 samples, but all are in a random position. They are not assigned in a same position. So if I make it something, I don't know what word is coming and what is the number of characters the word is. So I can do this, like length of the word I can calculate, and I can put it over here, and it will give me the same value as it is required. So I will just execute this, and you can see every time it is giving the same values. Now our next task is to add on into a string. Okay, now to add on the list into a string, what we have a dot join means you can say a dot join function, which helps us to add it with the previous data. Okay, so how to do this, we'll just come back, we'll just come back to the things that we left on. We'll just eliminate this, just eliminate the print statement right over here, and decomment this 1 second. Okay, so we are back over here in the track, and now what we need to do, we need to join it. So we'll just use the dot join function, and we'll just write over not dot join, it's join. Now what does we need to join? We need to join a blank a blank string and with this dot join. Now what happens, this is a blank string. When we are using dot over here and using the join function, so whenever one sample will come into it, it will join it with this particular part and store it again. So what happens, it will create a word and we need to store the word somewhere. So we are storing the word at D. Okay, so now if we will return D right over here, return D, so that word is coming right in the jump word. So we need to store somewhere. So let us make a variable like a jumble and let us store it over here. Okay, so we have stored with a variable jumble right over here, and now we have got the jumbled word. So if you want to print the jumble, because we need to show the jumbled word to some of the players, so we can print jumbled. So till here what we have done, we have created the word, we have jumbled the word, and we are printing the jumbled value into the user screen. Okay, so we will just execute this code. Okay, there may be something that we have missed, or maybe not. Page 3.5, did we miss something? Are you getting it? Okay, we missed only one thing, that we haven't called display function. Okay, to execute the main function, as we have created the function, we need to call it once, and now everything will be well, and we will get the execution of things. So here we resort player one name. Let the player one name is Amar. Let the player two name is Teckat, and we'll execute it. And you can see we are getting a jumbled word. And if we use this word to solve it, it's temple. Now the next step is to provide the turn, which player will answer this question. Okay, so for that, what we can do, we can have it like use this turn. Okay, use this turn every time. So we can have it like if turn equals to 0. If it is 0, let it be player one's turn. So we're gonna print player one turn. Okay, we will print this, and now player one will give some data. Okay, similarly, what we're gonna do, elif or else, whatever you want. I will just use elif. Elif turn not equals to 0, not equals to 0, or else if you want to change it like 1, you can make it 1, like I will be making now 1. So what happens when it is player 2 turn, the turn will be 1. When it is player 1's turn, the turn will be 0. Similarly, I will print right over here, as I have printed over here. I will just print it, and I will just write it down, player 2 turn. So this is done. Excuse me. Okay, so now our next step is to get the answer what player 1 or player 2 wants to say. So we will not execute the player 2, as we'll just copy paste the player 2 one. So we'll make player 1's first. So we'll just create let it answer. This is the variable, and now we'll take input of it. Input, enter the correct word. Okay, if you want to print this jumbled right over here, you can print it. If you want to print this jumbled right over here, you can print it. That's your choice. Okay, we can take the input right over here with the answer, and now our next step is to check if this answer is equals to this word, because this is the original word that is coming. Then we are making the jumbled of this word. So we're gonna check if this answer equals to this word. So we will check like if answer double equal to word, then we're gonna print congrats, you are correct. So we are made congrats, you are correct. So after this, what we need to do, we need to increase. If this is correct, then we need to increase the point. PP1 equals to pp1 plus 1. So this is what we need to do. We will just increase it. Okay, increase the previous point of player 1 if it is correct. If it is not correct, like if you want to print like else, then you can put it like else and print like you are, or else sorry, you are wrong. There is a grammatical mistake. Okay, sorry, you are wrong. So this is what there is a reply from the system itself to the user. Okay, so I hope this is all clear to you. Similarly, we will do the same thing right over here, like player to turn. We'll just print jumbled, the word we have printed over here. Now there's the answer that we require, so we'll just take the input over here and we'll write enter the correct word. Enter the correct word. I have a spelling mistake, and now we have order. Now similarly, if answer double equal to word, then we're gonna do one thing. We're gonna print it. Congrats, you are correct. Okay. Similarly, we need to increase the player 2 points. pp2 equals to pp2 plus 1. So this is the player 2 point that we have taken over here. Right over here, we have taken it, player 2. Okay. Then, if this is wrong, then we'll just provide else, and we'll just make it like print sorry, you are wrong. Sorry, you are wrong. So this is turn 0, this is turn 1. When it is player 1, this all things will execute. When it is player 2, this all things will be executed. Now, the next thing that you need to understand is to increase the turn. Now, you must have seen that we have a turn variable to the 0. Now, we are not manipulating this turn variable once it is there. So what we need to do, we need to manipulate it. Now, for manipulating it, inside the if statement, right after the if and else, you can do one thing, or else at the starting also, it's your choice where you want to keep it. Turn plus equals to 1. This thing is the same as turn equals to turn plus 1. These two things are totally same. And now this is turn plus equals to 1. That means I'm just incrementing it to 1. Or else you can directly write turn equals to 1. This is also correct. Now for player 2's turn, I will make the turn equals to 0. Turn equals to 0. Okay, so this is done. Now, if what we can do, okay, so we have created these entire things. Now you just understand one thing. This program has been designed to only being played once. Means once the word will be coming, it will be player 1 turn. Player 2 will never get turn, as it is only designed for one time value, and the default value that is coming is 0. Until then it is coming 1. It is not going back again to repeat this entire thing because it is not inside a for loop or any other loops. So it will only execute once. Okay, and it will be not the best, not the correct thing that we want to make as a game, right? So we need to do one thing. We need to take this entire part, into a loop. Okay, we need to take this entire part into a loop, and that loop should be while loop, as we don't know when the user want to stop the game. So we'll just create a while loop out of it. We'll just make a while, and the expression, what is the expression when it should turn off? So for that we need to maybe we can take it as infinite for now. So let it be true. If I write over here true, then it will take as an infinite value. The T is capital, so it is always taking an infinite thing. And now I need to select all this and put it inside the loop using an indentation. I've used the indentation to put this entire things inside the loop. Now I will just move this pass over here from here, and now entire thing will repeat continuously until and unless we end the game. Now let us execute it and let us check if this is all working correctly. So I will just execute this. It's asking me player one name, so it's Amar, and second player is Teckat. So player one turn, and the word is over here. So if I write the correct word, it's rain. So I'm getting congrats, you are correct. Now player two turn, it is storm, storm. Okay, maybe I made a mistake. I wrote this word like this. Okay, now it's telling sorry, you are wrong. Okay, now next is storm for player one. So I'm just writing the correct one, storm. Congrats, you're correct. And now similarly it's cat. So I will just write cat. So it's getting me correct. Temple, maybe I have written something else. It's telling me wrong. And now it's my turn to go for the temple. I will just write on temple, and I got the correct one. Okay. Similarly, now you can see one thing. It's coming and coming and coming, but it's never giving us the choice to eliminate the game. Means if I want to just put this game off, if I want to terminate the game, and I have not given any choice out of it. So for giving the choice of for this purpose, what we need to do, we need to ask the user if you want to continue or not. Okay, so I will just terminate this manually. And now over here at the last, when both the turns are over, I will just ask the user that if you want to continue the game or not. So we will just put an over here, right here. We'll just give like maybe it's E equals to input. Do okay, enter X, enter Y to continue, and or X to quit. Now what have we have done? We have done that if it is X, then we'll quit the game. Okay, so once it is done, we'll just check. We need to check because if it quits the game, then we need to print out the data, right? We need to print out what actually the user have got the scores and who has won it. Okay, so we'll just write it down like print. Okay, sorry. We'll just check it if E double equals to X. If this is correct, then what we need to do, we need to print it. Print player one. So player, how many points player one has got? If we want to write this, player one points, maybe I'm writing points equals to, and now I will concatenate it. You can use comma also. I'll concatenate it with pp1. Now pp1 is not string type, so I need to convert it to string and write it on pp1. Okay, so this is concatenation method. Now similarly, I will just copy this and paste this, and over here I will just make pp2 and player 2 pp2 points. Okay, so this is what we have done, and now after this we'll just make a break. We'll just create a break, and this will break the entire things. Okay, now for security purpose, we can change this loop right over here as E not equals to you can say X. E not equals to X. If E is not equals to X, then it is good. Okay, now if I execute this code, it's asking me player one name, so let the names be same. Okay, it's telling me there is some local variable E referenced before assignment. Okay, now what happened, I have use this E. I have declared this E right over here, but there is no reference of E. So either you can do one thing, you can use the global E right over here, or else you can eliminate it. It will actually break it out. I'm just letting it to be true only, and it will break it out automatically. Okay, these are the two methods that you can use, either globally or you can break it out. So I'm just using Amar, and right over here I'm writing Teckat. So the first question is apple. I will just write the correct one. The second question is right over here. It's okay. It's asking me that if you want to continue or not. I will continue with the game. So when I continue, so it's coming player two's turn. So when I continue, it's coming player two turn. And now I will just write the player two word, and this is rain actually. Rain. Okay, you can see we have got the correct answer right over here. Similarly, player two is asking player two if you want to continue or not. Yes, I want to. Now, similarly, it's asking rain once again. So if I give a wrong answer, okay, you are wrong. Yes, I want to continue. Now, enter the correct word. Maybe it is storm. So now if I want to quit the game, okay, I'll just put X and press enter, and you can see we have got the players. Now I got player two got two correct answers and player one got one correct answer. You can have the names also right over here. Instead of player one and player two, you can use the name like P1 and P2. There are the names stored. So you can, instead of doing this, you can write over here like P1 plus, and I will just remove this from here, put a space, this two, put a space, because after that I require a space, P2 plus. Okay, so this is what we have done over here, and if we execute this code once again, then we'll get like Amar, and let it be Teckat, and let us get some of the things like apple, and let us give a yes. We'll just put the question yes, and now this is maybe anything else, and we'll just continue, and this is temple, and now we'll just quit the game. Okay, we'll just put X and quit the game. So you can see Teckat has got 0 points. It has answered both the answers wrong, and Amar has got 2 points. So this is what this game is all about. You can take it the names also right over here, and you can redesign this according to yourself, like who has won if you want to show it according to your choice. Now many things can be redesigned over here. Okay, so it's upon you how you make this game more playable and more interesting. It's totally depend on your choice. Okay, so we want to do many other projects later on. Before going to end this session, we will have the task for today. As today is Friday, and we will have the task today. And today's task to research on the thing that how you will send email through Python. Now I just repeat the task. The task is how you're gonna send email to into Python. It's through Python how you send email. Now to research the things, you need to search for SMTP lib, SMTP lib, which is a library in Python used to send SMTP protocols. Okay, so you need to research on this SMTP lib, and this is an easier task than the previous task, but yes, it is difficult to search on the things for the first time. Once you get it, you will get it correctly. There may be many correct answers, there may be many wrong answers in the when you search for these things, but you need to test each and everything, and you will get the output. So this is the task for today that you need to follow. Okay, I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, just let me know in the comment section so that I could clear all your doubts.